Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at Bitcoin US dollar index on the daily time frame, and we are back in time in 2013 at one of our highs. I don't remember if this is yeah, it is an all-time high. And we're looking at the interaction of Bitcoin's price action with this white parallel channel right here. And here in April of 2013, this bottom of this white channel acted as resistance here on this daily candle wick, on this body, candle body, support on that candle body, and resistance here on this candle wick. And support and resistance on this candle body at the top of the channel. And then after this little dip, we interacted with the channel once again, coming up and coming up to about the center line of this candle body here. Then the bottom of the channel acted as resistance before Bitcoin retraced a little bit into this bear market, I guess. Now, since then, this white channel has marked off the beginning of every Bitcoin parabolic rally here in 2013 again in October. So I guess that one before was like a whatever I'm talking about. Inter bull market high, whatever. You know what I'm saying. So here we consolidated in this white channel before going parabolic. Now you could argue we did start going parabolic here, but we after a couple of weeks maybe, we consolidated within this channel before really continuing this rally dramatically upwards. Yeah, actually we're just kind of going like this, consolidated, and then boom. So that was 2013. Fast forward into the bear market, 2014. Once again, you can see the interaction with this channel right here. And let's keep going through history. Here's the 2017 bull market, and before our parabolic rally, we were consolidating below this channel. It was acting as resistance here, clearly. You can see this candle body here, and these candle bodies here. We popped into it here, but you can see it on these daily candles. And if I was on a 4-hour time frame, you could even see more interaction, but you can see this. We got a rejection there on that daily wick and these candle bodies, so on and so forth. And even this wick right here came right up to the center line of the channel there. So it was acting as resistance here. After a few days of butting our head up against it, we broke into the channel. Spent just about a week in there and butted against the top of the channel for 4 days before busting through. Now, actually, once we busted through the channel, after about a week, we came back down and retested the top of the channel. before continuing our parabolic rally here in 2017. Oh, actually, yeah. And we're on a daily time frame, yes. So we started rallying upwards, and then we had a correction to where? Look at that. We had a correction right to the top of the daily, to this white parallel channel. And then continued the bull rally upwards, 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 upwards. And then in the bear market, we came crashing down, and down to where? Back into our white channel once again. At the bottom of this bear market. And we consolidated in this channel before starting this market, or what's the word I'm looking for? What do they call this rally? Mid-cycle rally. That's what I'm looking for. This mid-cycle rally, this mid-cycle high. And then came back down to where? Back to the white channel. Clearly acted as support. Oh, this is COVID. That was our cycle rally before COVID. And bounced right along the top of this channel. Fell through it here, but you can see clearly the interaction with it. So this is 2020. The channel acted as support. We consolidated for a long time on top of the channel before beginning our parabolic rally, finally bouncing off of it. And then in the bear market of 2022, you can see that we came right down to the top of the channel, bounced off of it, and then fell through. It acted as resistance, and we fell way below it for quite some time until here in March, which is, I've said this before, this is why I thought that we were going parabolic here, because we once again came and interacted with the channel right here, consolidated, and it acted as resistance here and support down here, but then we did fall through it and started our many months long consolidation. Now we got a freaking shitload of lines here, but once again we've come back up, and since right here, November, the election, since right after the election, we came back up into the white channel here, and we've been consolidating in it since then, entirely within this channel. We did poke through it a little bit on our previous let's switch to a 4-hour channel now. 4-hour time frame. Here we are on a 4-hour, and where did we have our previous high? Got so many damn lines on here, I can't even tell where it was. 104. Oh, I guess it was right here, where we did poke through the channel briefly. Yeah, you can see we poked through the channel briefly to just under 104,000. So we got a rejection there. Then came back down and continued our consolidation within the channel. Came all the way back down to the center line, where it acted as support on multiple 4-hour time frames. Basically, for the past month, we've been consolidating within this channel, but mostly in the upper half of the channel. Now, we just poked through once again, but if you look on the 4-hour time frame, we haven't closed a 4-hour candle above the white channel. We had this nice wick up above it, all the way up to almost about 106.5, but came back down with a long wick on top there, and have failed thus far to close any 4-hour candles above there. Now, what about on the 1 hour? Let's see. Just this little bit here, but that's a 1 hour. It's one of the just a little tiny little time frame. Doesn't really hold a lot of significance. Now, so what I'm thinking is that we start heading down into the FOMC meeting, which I have marked off in fuchsia colored vertical line right here, which happens, well, on the 4 hour around between 1600 and 2000 Wednesday, the 18th of December. That's the press conference. And so anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm not going to really get into a super long video here. But yeah, the top of this channel is acting as resistance thus far. And so there's a good chance we do cut back down to the center line right here. And I've drawn this white line simply to denote, just to make a line in the sand, I guess a line in the sand, that if my theory holds true, we will not cross that white line, and we will continue to consolidate downwards into this, correct downwards into the FOMC meeting, down to about 98,000, just above. Of course, at any moment we could bust through the top of this channel. I believe that we are on the verge of going parabolic. So at any moment we could bust through. That is totally within the realm of possibility. And I do believe we are on the verge of busting through there. But I also believe, well, pretty much, Bitcoin's the only thing pumping right now. The rest of the crypto market cap is not pumping. The S&P is not pumping. Well, here's the stock market futures for tomorrow, and they have come up slightly since I've looked at them before, but they're not up significantly like Bitcoin. And this could change too. It always changes dramatically. But they're in the green a little bit. But as you can see here, the rest of the market is pretty red. There's a few tokens that are in the green, but everything else is in the red by a few percentage points. And Bitcoin's just barely in the green right now. And the DXY is just barely heading downwards. So also what I'm looking at is the center line of this orange channel right here, which we are kind of going back and forth across right now, trying to figure it out. If we hold above that center line and we break out above here, well, then we could come up to the top of the orange channel here and heading into the FOMC meeting, maybe up to about 110. That certainly is a possibility, heading into the FOMC meeting and then continuing onwards, possibly following this thin green line here, this aqua colored line. And that aqua colored line represents the slope that we travel in, the slope of the channel that we travel in during every parabolic rally in Bitcoin's history. So you can see that we kind of have already started heading up this green line since the 10th of December. We've been heading up this green line. And we simply could continue on up here into the FOMC meeting and then continuing on here into the end of December, back up into this pink channel right here. Now, if we go backwards into this, follow this pink channel backwards, we have been consolidating here in this pink channel since election time as well. It's where we started this upwards sloping accumulation right here within this pink channel all the way for about the first week and a half. Well, and then we kind of went a little bit above it here, and then a little bit below it, and then back up along the base of it here before following out. Now, a lot of times this is what I see. We will start traveling in a channel, then we fall out of it and do some sort of consolidation for a little bit, and then we kind of pump back up into it. So that certainly is another possibility. So I'd watch very carefully here what we do with this white line and this orange center line. Do we bust through and continue upwards into the FOMC meeting and up the green channel, like I said, to 110 and then 120 something up here, about 120 or so, in 117 to 120 by Christmas? Or now, if we did come back down, now we do have a CME futures gap at about 102,000. I don't think we're going to let that one stay open like we did the one at 77,000. We're close enough to it now that we could very well come down and close that. And if we did that, possibly we come down back to the top of this fuchsia colored line, which is the top of our symmetric triangle that we were consolidating in. You should know that from previous videos. I'm not going to get into it now, but we just broke through there. We just broke through here. Well, yesterday, right? Yeah. We just broke through here. So it's certainly not out of the question that we would come up here, come back down and retest that. Now, did we already test it on a 4-hour? No, we haven't even tested. We haven't even retested that. So once we broke out here, yeah, that's certainly possible. We come back down and retest that. Sometime late Monday, start of Tuesday morning. And that would close our CME futures gap right there if we did that, and then continue the rally. So that's a possibility too. Look for that. That's probably the more likely scenario. Come back down and fill that gap and then rally back up into the FOMC meeting and explode from there, from the top of the channel here once the meeting concludes. So just keep an eye out on what's going on here. Could come back down here. Boom. That's probably most likely. and then explode and begin our parabolic rally. I really do think it's less likely that we continue it immediately, but it certainly is possible. So just watch this, and right now it's around 105,200 to tomorrow. It'll be end of day tomorrow. It'll be around 105,300. So watch that area for breaking through. You should have these channels drawn in your charts because they're very important. The worst case scenario, we could come all the way back down to the bottom of the white channel. And that's around $92,000. I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, I think one of the scenarios I just put forth right now is going to happen. So, all right, I've babbled on long enough. We'll see you next time. Thanks.